Really? 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 I just wanted to get a screenshot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be building a starter home. Or should I say, rather, not a starter home. Unfortunately, I did go over budget with this one. And don't worry, I will be building another one soon where I use a sim to watch the budget better. But yeah, honestly, building this has been just an actual nightmare. I've recorded this voiceover like 4 times now. It's been like 3 times it hasn't worked. Yeah. I'm really on my last legs with it. So if I'm a bit hesitant or sounding a bit hesitant or incoherent, that's because I'm trying to remember what I have said before and if I want to say it this time. But as you can see, I've built the shell of the house now, this is how it is for the rest of the build. There's entry into a living dining space, bathroom on the right and bedroom at the rear. Unfortunately, these stairs do clip like that with the foundation. I should have maybe gone for a flat foundation and one without trim, but I actually didn't realise until I was watching this video over and over again. As you can see as well as you saw from the intro, I also unalived a sim. Well, it wasn't me, the sim unalived themselves. She went to cook, but she had no cooking skills, so she accidentally started a fire. And that was just very frustrating because I was in the middle taking screenshots, and then when I brought another sim to the lot, it wouldn't stop raining, and then it did stop raining after I reused some cheats, and then there were puddles of mud, and it was a nightmare, so I had to like replace a lot and everything. But we're here now, we're doing it, and it's all fine. It's just like part of the learning curve. So yeah, you can see I've made this a tier 2 tiny home, so you will get all the skill building benefits, there we go, from living here. And with the interior, as you can see, I'm starting now. I did go for a more darker and sharp lined type of aesthetic. So you might call it like an industrial loft aesthetic. That's what I've been kind of thinking of. Those cabinets from base game always make me think industrial loft or like industrial aesthetic kind of thing. But it's definitely not what I would have usually gone for. I think I was trying to change it up a bit and do something different. As you may have seen from previous builds, I kind of do tend to... I say previous builds if I've got like 10, I've got like 2. I do tend to stick to more traditional things, more softer lines and things like that. So yeah, I just thought I would change it up a little bit. The main colours on the interior are blue, black and brown, and I carry that throughout the build. See, there we go. I'm trying to remember what I was saying, so I was just quiet. But yeah, that is pretty much the kitchen done. And then I move on to building the lounge area. So I go again with something that's quite, I want to say masculine coded as well. I feel so, just because, not because obviously only like male sims or something could use this, but like, is there sexism in the Sims? But because I think things with harsher lines and rigid edges are more masculine coded. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if anyone agrees. Let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, so I go with that couch, the wooden couch, and then a sort of matching wooden armchair here. And instead of having it this way around with the door opening out onto just seeing a living space, I change it so that the sofa is here in the middle of the room and I put a half wall up. And I just felt that that added some privacy, divided up the space a bit better, because obviously this is a bit open plan and it would be a bit horrible if in real life you just walked out onto like seeing your living room straight away. I think anyway. Maybe that's because I've not grown up in an open plan house, but I think, you know, it allows it to be open plan with some division, which I think is probably my preference out of having fully open plan. But yeah, so once I place this chair, then this is essentially the final look for this room. I think I actually use a coffee table for the TV, but I think I must have been thinking something about like slots or something for clutter. And then we move on to the bathroom, which again is a bit more darker. I keep saying more darker, it's really frustrating. A bit darker in tone, and I carry through that black swatch into there too, just so it all kind of ties together a bit more. I think that's something I've been struggling with, I guess you could say, is, even though I haven't like thought of it as a struggle, but like in hindsight looking at it, it does look like a struggle. So that struggle that struggle is that I think the interior and the exterior don't always match up very well. I think the aesthetics for both are diversely different. And just like you can see here, it's very traditional suburban on the outside, and then a bit more modern, bit cleaner, more cleaner lines maybe on the inside. I don't think it looks bad. I'm just wondering how it will come across to you guys as well, and whether it will impact, you know, desirability, usability of, I always say usability, it's two different things, right? Of the build. But yeah, you can let me know about that too. And now we're just moving on to the bedroom, and then I think I place the bed, and then I've cut the footage out, but I like messed around a bit with the size, and now I'm finally doing the wall and floor decoration. I think that's another thing that is kind of coming together here, and not in this video, but like in the overall process, because I'm kind of pre-recording at the moment, and just so that the start of my channel isn't so hectic for me. But during this process I'm kind of noticing what I'm doing differently in each video really easily, and so I can just better tell what I want to keep and what I don't want to do. For one, building so far away is something that I need to stop doing, because it's actually really horrible to look at. I think doing it from bird's eye view isn't so bad, but building from far away is a bit of like a nightmare when you're the viewer. So I'm just going to take a sip of my tea. Because it's just like why? That's the question. I don't know why I do it when I'm building. I just am like, let's zoom out. Maybe it's from doing fine art, I don't know. So that's such a thing of like, when you're painting, you get told to, by your instructors, you get told to stand back a lot, to turn the painting upside down, all these types of things, like put it on the floor and look at it upside down. That was one thing I got told particularly, just to see about composition. So I think it's just an old habit from that, really. But it is funny. It is a bit odd. But yeah, so I've just put down the flooring, and then I'm doing the wallpaper in the bedroom, and that's the interior finish for now. I do come back to it later, but for now it is all good. And then we're on to terrain painting. I may as well, to say normal things that you could probably see anyway, but I've so like said this so many times. I'm running out of things to say because I'm trying to think too hard on what I've said before. Anywho, so this build is all base game. I do use move objects, and the lot is 20 by 15. Overall, towards the end, it does cost somewhere around 21,000 simoleons, I think a bit above it. You could totally use the free real estate cheat to buy the lot, and then you could buy the house, because the house is in budget. It's just with the added price of the lot, it's not. Another thing you could do is like just delete all the clutter from it. So place it, then delete all the clutter from the inside, which is really what takes the budget overboard later on. And then you'd be able to afford the house, build, start a home thing. But yeah. So you do have, like, there are options, there are ways to make it as a home. I couldn't part ways with how I'd made everything look. So I left it. I should have just deleted the clutter really, but I don't know, I just had to keep it. Yeah, so you can see I'm making an outdoor patio at the back there, and then I've got the pathway leading up to the house, which is so cute. I think when all the terrain and painting and landscaping is done, the entire house looks so whimsical and cute. I actually really adore the way it looks, which is why it's over budget. I couldn't change a single thing. I do put 3 flower beds in as well in a bit, which you see now. So there's one by the house, one on the left side, which blocks a bit of the view now. No, it doesn't, because it's just low-lying bushes, but it gives a little nice view, face to the house, front to the house. And then just this third one on the right. I was originally going to use debug. I think it's already happened, but I did like just accidentally leave in me typing in the cheat for the debug menu. But everything I pulled out was just the wrong size, the wrong shape, the wrong colour, couldn't size it down well, and I just gave up. I was like, let me just pay for things, because I've got the budget. At this point I did have the budget, so I just bought everything from the build buy catalogue. So mainly it is just bushes, mainly pink and purple swatches, but you know, just all typical kind of terrain, like low-lying flowers and things. And yeah, so I do use those azaleas, which you can see I try and size up, but the size difference between the small, like the regular, and the, oh, my alarm's going off, the regular and like the sized up version is actually, oh, my alarm's actually going to go. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry about that. I'm not like gonna stop the recording, sorry. I've got to look after me, Darren. But yeah, I'm not doing this again. The sizing of some objects is just so whack. It's so whack, and I can't wait to get, I say it as if I haven't already downloaded it, can't wait to use the tool mod again, because it's just so much more precise and it's so much better. Like you see there with the rose bush, it's just like, it's so tiny and then it's so mahusu, it's awful. Yeah, sorry, I'm still like, my alarm's going off. I don't know why. I think it's because the clocks went back yesterday, so I got an extra hour's sleep, and now today I'm just like, woke up at 5, which would have been 6 in normal time. So I woke up at the same time, but I didn't because the clocks went back. I don't know if that makes sense. So yeah, I was just like, I woke up too early and I thought, you know what, we're just going to get this done. before I go to work. And I've got... Sorry, yawning. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I've got 2 hours before work, so I can do like another voiceover. And then when I come home, I can just like... I've got to figure out all my intro and outro and stuff, which hopefully you'll have seen. But there's just so much more to do. And it's sort of like this whole process has been like, oh, I'm done, and then it's like, no, I've got to figure this out, I've got to figure that out, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. So what's it, the wicked never sleep? That's me right now. But another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. At least I work somewhere where they have good coffee, so just make myself coffee, no prob. But yeah, so now we're going back and doing the foundation trim. Unfortunately, like I think I said that earlier. I have definitely said it earlier. I don't know if it was in this recording though. The trim stays like that because of how I've placed the stairs. But I want the stairs to be placed that way because it's just cuter. And then for the roof, I go for the scallop tile and a black trim. So I just thought like it was kind of colourful enough outside, and the black kind of then carries in through to the house. Sorry, now I'm just remembering loads of things that I didn't say before. But I did say in other voice recordings. Like, but it's too late now. It's too late now to say things. This is where I go on my clutter extravaganza and ruin the budget of this build. So you see, if I'd left it now, it'd be 17,000 simoleons and it would have been fine. But I don't know at what point I get tipped over. Let me actually watch intensely. Sorry, I'm taking more sips of my tea. I think one thing I will say is the way I kind of tie together all the wood tones, wood swatches and stuff is by having the right variety in them. So I have mostly warm toned swatches, but then the floor's quite neutral so that any cool tone swatch doesn't look too out of place, I think. And also the cool tone swatches I do use are quite similar to black, so then they tie more in with the black. That's sort of how I do it. I think you've just got to look at whether they're cool, neutral or warm toned wood swatches, and then you sort of figure it out as you go along. I think also if you use enough of a variety of wood swatches, then you're fine. Like, it should be fine. I think it's when you're trying to limit them and make them all match. Oh my god! I am that person who has 3 alarms and I only turned off 2. I'm sorry. I hope that woke you up as much as it woke me up. Yeah, so just adding in like this clutter. Yeah, see here I'm over. This is where I should have stopped. And I could have kept like the paintings and everything. I should have just got rid of this off the dresser. And got rid of like the overhead cabinets as well. But I just couldn't bear to part ways with them. Sorry, the alarm's really thrown me. This is like the worst of all the voiceovers I've recorded for this. That were like 5 voiceovers. I do change out the books for the actual bookshelf books. So, because obviously you get the skill building benefits from the tiny home residential thing, the building skills with reading will go a lot quicker. But otherwise, I don't think there's many skill building items in the build. Like, I should have spent money on that rather than clutter. But yeah, so... Oh, one thing I will say is that I love these rugs. This rug that I've just placed in the living space, and then I get another one from the same item but a different swatch. They're so cute. I think they're from the parent stuff pack or whatever it's called, and I just love them. I love them so much. They're just so simple, but like they're the right size as well. That's the other thing. So hard to find rugs that are like a good size, and that is why I need the tall mod in my life again. Sorry, my computer also keeps timing out because I'm not actually using it. So yeah, but this is us coming towards the end of the build. It is fully functional. I have play tested it despite my sim getting burning herself. And you can do, if you want to use this build, you can either use free real estate and then place a lot, or place a lot, take out all the clutter and then buy it. It is also, sorry, I'm like really flagging here. It's also in the gallery under my ID, so it's called Not a Starter, under my origin ID, which is Xanthi _ 444. So Xanthi _ 444. And yeah, I don't think I've said like it's on a 20x15 lot and all that, so you're good. Anyway, thanks for joining me today, guys. I'm sorry it's been so chaotic, this voiceover, but hopefully it's been interesting. Hopefully you enjoyed the build, and I'll see you next time. Bye, kisses.